Syracuse football is on the road at South Bend this week, so we figured it'd be a good time to catch up with the former Notre Dame quarterback, Steve Angeli. And Steve, this has got to be one that was circled on the calendar going back to the start of the season for you, and I know you wish you could be playing in the game, but what's it going to be like to be back at South Bend and making the trip?
Yeah, it's unfortunate I'm not going to be able to suit up and go out there in this one, with my guys here. This one was definitely circled on my calendar since I've gotten here. And, all I can do is, enjoy the moment with my brothers, support them, and, just be out there.
And you talk about supporting them. I know you've been very involved throughout the time that you've been injured here with the quarterbacks and helping them out, and Fran makes sure that you guys are involved even when you're injured. Can you lend a little bit more of your expertise this week, knowing that it is going against your former team this week?
Yeah, I've done everything I can, to help them offensively, defensively, just whatever I can do to, help these guys prepare and, give them the best chance on Saturday. I've been, meeting with all the coaches, meeting with the players, just really preparing them for the environment. Notre Dame Stadium is a special environment. It's going to be senior day for those guys, so just preparing them for what's going to be like.
Well, we'll be Notre Dame inside the Dome next year is the plan right now, so we're all looking forward to having you back next year. Fran kind of put it out there already a couple weeks ago that you're definitely coming back. Why did you feel like that was the right decision for you to come back to Syracuse next year?
Yeah, I owe it to Fran. I owe it to these guys. I owe it to myself. My season kind of was cut short. I was just kind of getting started of, all the things I wanted to accomplish personally, but also for Syracuse football, for this program, this fan base, everyone that's part of the Syracuse community. For me personally, I felt when I got hurt, I let people down. So, I have unfinished business coming here and making sure that I'm going to do whatever it takes to be on the field in 2026 and finish right where I started.
I know that's going to make a lot of fans very, very happy. How confident are you? You talk about young team, all these pieces coming back. How confident are you that you guys are going to sort of get back to where you want to be next year with you at quarterback?
Extremely confident. Coach Fran has said we played 20-something freshmen in a game or two ago. Our program is built on young guys right now, and the biggest thing that I'm worried about finishing out these next 2 weeks is making sure the seniors leave off on the right foot. We have to make sure that they, realize everything that they've done for this program has helped the young guys and gave young guys an opportunity, to play and be able to do these things. But really, it's all about sending those guys off the right way, continuing to be detailed and, developing the guys that are within the program. But we have every piece here and, a great recruiting class coming in to help us.
Very well said. Can you give us an update at all on the rehab and how it's gone to this point and maybe what the timeline is looking like for you?
Yeah, there's been, a couple of timelines out there. Really, I'm just attacking every day right now to get back. I'm looking forward to be back in spring ball in some capacity and, before camp be full go.
And what are the things you're doing to make sure you better yourself as a football player right now, even though you can't be out there playing?
Just trying to get, an approach to see it differently, sitting in some of the defensive meetings, seeing kind of the game from the other side, and being able to see what they're seeing on the other side has helped a lot, in terms of what quarterbacks are looking for, just defensively, what, they look for in an offense and a quarterback play and all things like that. But, the best thing that I'm trying to do right now is develop and help the young guys, There's a lot of stuff that they're doing great. I'm just trying to give the wisdom and knowledge I have while I'm not out there right now.
All right, Steve. Well, great to get your thoughts. I know everyone is pumped up to have you back officially next year, and we appreciate the time. Good catching up with you for another 2-minute drill here.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, that is Steve Angeli. Orange will take on his former team for a 3:30 kickoff this Saturday from South Bend.